heading through Wide Bay Bar now, through the entrance anyway, between Inskip Point and Fraser Island. The bar report today is it's going to be tame. There's nothing breaking, and I'm very tempted to go through the tinny crossing, which is right in front, but I better just you know, exercise caution and go around the right way. I think I had a bad day yesterday. I don't need to repeat it today. If it was high tide, with 3 hours off high tide, I think if it's high tide I might give it a go. I went through in Striates once, and I didn't have much water underneath me at all, so I think I'll just follow the big boats, keep the keel down, and spend another probably 2.5 miles on my journey down to Brisbane. I think it's about 60-70 miles to Brisbane. I'm not sure, I haven't looked it up yet, but I know I'll arrive in the dark. Or maybe early tomorrow morning, because we're leaving fairly late. It's now I think about 10 o'clock. They say Queensland at the moment is ablaze. You know, it's been catastrophic fire warnings, and you know, where I used to live, where I live, or my house is, it's for the last 4 days it's not got below 40 degrees in the daytime. And just behind us you can see that we had lightning last night, and that obviously set that fire off in the bush here behind. And well, people live quite close to there, so you know, there'll be the fireys will be out, and people will be getting very worried about their homes, because it's absolutely bone dry. I've got one catamaran following me. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good day today. As soon as I get past the bar, get heading south, it'll be really good. So anyway, yeah. I looked at going over the tinny bar. I wasn't, you know, considering it, but I didn't want to put the sails up till I'd not considered it. So anyway, I put the sails up, that because the tide's ripping in at about 2 knots. By the time I faffed around, it's taking me about 10 or 15 minutes to get back to where I was. Anyway, I'm gonna head out now, and yeah, and quicker I can get out there the better. But there's, I'm doing a six odd knots and only making 4 knots with the tide, but against the tide. But I think it'll change as soon as I get out the mouth. There's the lovely cliffs where I normally go and anchor behind. It'd be really nice today, this morning anyway, but when the northerly comes in, it'll be a different place. Anyway, well, they're quite high tides at the moment, and I'm doing about 6 knots, you know, with the engine, doing 3,000 odd revs, and all I'm making is 3.4. 3.5 over the ground, 3.3. Yeah, so quite a lot of tide here. There you go, you can just see it there. That's wind against the tide. Well, there's a different thing in the tide here, you know, and I thought, well, give it a go. I'm doing about 3.1 in this tide and 4 in the other, so there's more tide in this discoloured water. So we're going to hop back over in the other stuff now. Here, just between the coloured waters, there's not a difference in the tide. So so this is going 4.6 this side, and I was doing 3.8 on the other side. Yeah, there's a large catamaran behind me. He's going through the tinny bar. So anyway, I've decided to come this way now, so I'm stuck. I don't need the stress. Yeah, I'm rattling along at with the engine revs at 3,000. We're going about 6.1 through the water. We've got a depth of about 19 meters, and we're going out to this mark here, and then we're going to go through there. That's what they've given me at Tin Can Bay for a safe way out. So we'll just keep going on that. There you go. Going out through here, and then over that over there is Double Island Point. I'm over the bar, and I'm heading now just to the last waypoint, which isn't very far now, and I can turn now and go for Double Island Point. But if you look behind you, you might be able to see the fire. You know, that fire has definitely got a lot bigger since we left. It's now 11 o'clock, and you know, it's tinder dry over there, so I just hope those communities are okay. There's Double Island Point, and there's a fire over there in the Queensland National Park, but it doesn't seem to be getting any bigger at the moment. There's not, well, the smoke's not getting more anyway, so probably that one's, you know, pretty under control, hopefully, at the moment. See the bar behind me, and don't see anybody else coming. Got nobody to race against. What a shame. Well, we're heading to Peel Island, and I've got 55 nautical miles to go, and we're doing 6 knots at the moment. It says 10 hours, I reckon, and it's looking all right out there. Autopilot's working very well. And I'm just about to have tea, which is going to be a steak and peas and beans and carrots. So I'm just going to tuck into that, and then I'll sail through the night. We're anchored here at Shark Point, and I came in here at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it was quite rough. Anyway, I thought, oh God, it's going to blow from the southwest in the, you know, in the night, and I'm not going to get any sleep in the morning. Anyway, it turned out really good. It was it's blowing from the northeast now, and it was flat, absolutely flat in the morning, and it's quite a nice place. Beautiful sand hills here, and it's very deep right to the shore, to be honest, especially just down there. Here I anchored in 6 meters of water, and if you anchored where that white boat was, it's kind of like 2 meters of water, and then it drops down to about 12, you know, like down a shelf there. So I was better off over here, where after going in the Mary River and trying to anchor next to a sandbank in there, and having 3 goes in the night, I thought, no, I don't need that, and so I found this spot here, and 6 meters is good. You get a good catenary on the chain or whatever, and it's much better than being in 3 meters of water when it's blowing hard and the boat pulls up on the chain. When it's deeper water, you kind of get some nice curve in it, and it's quite a shock absorbing effect. Well, heading off from Shark Point and heading to Victoria Point now, where I can catch up with my wife. She'll be finishing school, going to the pub, and just in case she wants to come and see me tonight, I'd like to be there by 7 o'clock so I can pick her up in the dinghy. Shark Point, in relation to where the Sandhills is the Sandhills is in the centre of the screen. We're coming to the end of our journey now. I think we've probably got 15 nautical miles to go to yeah, I've really enjoyed it, and I've been away for 3 months. My wife has been fairly understanding, and we'll find out a bit more when I get home, I suppose. But it's next year I hope to go up to Lizard Island, or my brother might come over from Canada and we'll go sailing together. Either way, I'll try and film some of that. So thank you very much for watching this series, and don't forget to press the like button. Boom, press the like button please. And if you've really enjoyed these movies, if you could shout me a beer, because I definitely need some more camera gear for next time I go. It's all on its last legs. I'll talk about the boat when I one last one on the boat when I get back in. But the highlights of this year is, I think, Percy Island. I enjoyed Percy Island, the interaction with a few people there, and I would have loved to stayed at Maryborough, but it was too hot, so I'd go to Maryborough again with my wife, and definitely that little marina up the top there are very friendly. You might not get a berth, you might have to park alongside another boat, but there's a lovely shower, and it's close to the shops. You know, if you have a bike, you can just zip up to the Woolworths, and there's some great parks and tea shops and stuff like that there. So for 5 days I could stay in Maryborough and be quite happy. That's the docks, and on Brisbane River, which kind of sticks out into the sea. And then, say, about 12 miles inland is Brisbane city centre, which is in the centre of the photograph there. Coming round, you might see a few lights, and that's Manly. There's the boat coming up. We're going to go through here in a minute, straight through there. That's Peel Island there. Horseshoe Bay is just in behind here, which is basically the most popular place for boats to go in this end of the bay anyway. Well, last night I ended up anchored off Cudgemudlo Jetty. My wife came on board for a meal and then left and back to Sunnybank Hills, where she's teaching today.